You alright then, guys? What's going on then? It's your boy Ben Gregson or Dilemma here, and today I'm bringing you a quick video. Not going to be too long. Um, so I played against Prankids about 10 minutes ago, and a lot of you guys have been asking how to play the grind game or play the mid game with Zefra, and I feel like this is definitely a very, very good indicator of how you should be playing it. Obviously, I didn't play perfectly, but I played good enough to warrant it being a YouTube video. So let's just get right into the game. I'm just going to show my own hand here instead of my opponent's because I feel like it's a bit conflicting being able to see my opponent's hand and you guys being able to see it. So going second, our hand is Card of Fate, Driver, Divine Strike, Nine Pillars, Oracle. This hand going first is reasonably good, providing the Card of Fate gets us a Zefra monster, and then this hand's very playable. Going second, we don't have a hand trap. Granted, we only play 4. So as long as our opponent's not on heavy combo, I feel relatively confident that my hand is good enough to beat most things. Especially considering we have the best Zefra monster in our hand. You'll see over the course of watching videos on my channel that I tribute summon Driver way more than I should do. This is one of the keys to the mid game because it reduces the clock by a turn if you do tribute summon it, and it's also a level 6 for M7, Sheridan, and a bunch of other stuff. So my opponent's on the Prankids deck. He starts with Lampsies, uses Lampsies effect to burn for 500. He summons Fansies. Then he links into Doodle Doodle Doddle, the bird. Sends this off of the Fansies, elects not to special summon off of his Fansies, just elects to send, which I found really weird at the time. I assume this is to play around Nibiru, but he's only at 3 summons here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is his 4th, so that would actually be his 5th if he summons, so I guess it's to play around Nib. So he adds back Lampsies and Fansies and then sets a bunch of cards and passes to us. So we draw for turn, we draw Pillica, so we have our 1 scale plus Oracle, which is going to get us to our Zefra enemy, making these 2 traps live. We're obviously going to start with Card of Fate. I actually choose Gamma here, because Gamma gets us to an Omega, which I feel like is really good to grind. But Providence or any scale essentially does the same thing for us. It just allows us to actually play more cards in his turn, or in our own turn. So we were hoping for Gamma to play around Battle Butler, but instead we got Zefra Thuban, which naturally is a blessing in disguise because it gives us an additional monster to tribute over for tribute Driver for, and he got Nibiru to his hand, which is okay. So we know 3 cards in his hand, so we're just gonna Oracle here. Fetch Wrath. Wrath is gonna send Nui, and then we're gonna Pendulum Summon 2. So the cool thing about Driver here is I don't think just attacking with Pillica is going to force him to use the fusion spell, because taking 1000 damage just isn't a lot. But taking 2500 from Driver seems like a relevant amount of damage to the point where he'd do something about it. So we're going to activate Providence and activate Path, and our opponent doesn't read Path when we add it. I give him, I think it was 15-20 seconds before I did anything. And then I activate Path, and my opponent shits himself. We're going to tribute summon, sorry, we're not going to tribute summon Driver just yet. We're just going to activate the Path. We're going to tribute summon Driver. Attack for 25, this prompts the fusion spell from our opponent. So he can still activate the Prankids effects, but they just won't be able to summon due to Zefra Path being in play. So he gains a bunch of life, sends a bunch of cards, burns us for 500, and we just have to pass. Ideally, you could make Sheridan here, and then send Butler, but I don't want to lose my 1 of Zefra enemy, because if this Cosmic Cyclone, we just lose the game on the spot, I'm pretty sure. So he Battle Butlers, kills both our guys, uses Fansies, sends place, and then swings for 4k. Obviously Zefra Path locking him out of summoning from the deck is really, really relevant here. Also stops the continuous spell from summoning tokens, which he actually tries to do here, and gives us knowledge that he has another fusion spell in his hand. So he passes turn, shuffles back some cards. And this is where Zefra shines, really. Is having this really, really good grind game. Unfortunately, our entire back row is full. So whatever we search off Nui won't be able to be activated until we've gone through these, but we will go through them eventually, otherwise we wouldn't have won this game. So we use Wrath, sending our Zefraxiton. Normal summon Pathfinder. This was to get to Numeron Network. We get Ashed here. That's completely fine. We summon Nui. Oh, the reason I didn't Divine Strike the Ash is because if I Divine Strike the Ash, I can't Divine Strike the Battle Butler. So we just Pendulum summon to level 6. I'll let the level 6 die by battle to grab another search. We're just going to grab an Oracle. This guarantees us a level 9 Synchro next turn. Yeah, he's going to swing for 1,000 with his Meow cat thing. And then he shuffles back some cards, draws a card, and then we are in the mid-game now. This is where Zefra likes to be. A lot of the people that are saying in the comment section saying that it's it's very hard to kill people with Zefra once you're in the mid-game. That's very true, but it's sort of a war of attrition type deal. A lot of the time when you can't kill somebody, usually it's after you've like Numeroned and stuff, but with the Numeron stuff still in your deck, you're able to have that as a continuous threat. My opponent actually knew who I was, so he knew I was on Numeron Zefra, which is kind of funny. So he knows the Numeron's engine's there, and he's constantly playing around it. So we use Zefra to send Zefra Nui, use Oracle to grab us Zefraxi. Pendulum summon 2. Grab Zefra War. This is actually just going to be discard fodder for Croc. Then we're going to summon Croc, stack and draw. Doesn't matter what we stack and draw, I just stack and draw a Pathfinder. And this is where one of the misplays was. So I discarded the Pathfinder for cost. I should have discarded Set Rotation. Because then I could have Numeron OTK'd him, but it's fine. We Divine Strike, protect our Croc. And the other thing about the mid-game is Croc's just huge, right? So a lot of people have been saying, oh, you use Croc first turn, so you don't have it in your extra deck anymore. Zefra Path puts it back when you do the combos, so you still have access to making Croc again. And right now, Croc's 2k, which is relevant with the clock being as low as it is. Like, we want the clock to be as low as possible. So we grab Zefra War of Providence, we pass turn. He literally just passes. I'll show you his hand now. Parallel Exceed, Pot of Desires, Gamma, Nib, so these two are dead. This can't summon from the deck. And I assume he doesn't want to activate Desires in case he decks out, but I don't know how he decks out with Prankids Pranks on field. He gives the turn back to us. We're gonna use Zefrath, send Wendy. Pendulum summon Nui. Nui's gonna grab us a It was meant to grab Oracle, but I skipped a step and added Zefraxi. Minor cheat there, but it's fine. This is 4k damage, which means he's on a 1-turn clock, and he has to do something this turn. Normal summons Dropsies, we pop the Dropsies by popping Oracle, he activates Desires. And we 9 pillars the Desires, and he just scoops it up. And then we go to game 2. Like I said to my opponent, I shouldn't have won that, but it turns out he just had Nibiru and Gamma in hand, so that's understandable. Opening hand this game is Zefraxi, Zefra War, Zefran Pilica, Terraforming Gamma. This hand's really good. If we draw Zefrath, Oracle, or Providence, we're in a winning position a lot of the time, especially with a hand trap in hand. Our opponent starts with Place. Normal summons Lampsies, uses Lampsies effect. We're going to Gamma the Lampsies, which is pretty cool. He's just going to set 2 cards and pass to us. We draw for turn, draw Providence, which means we're probably winning this game. Terraforming grabs Network. Activate Network, he's going to chain There Can Be Only One. So we're just going to summon the one guy, swing into his cat. Our guy doesn't die, but it's not really relevant. Activate Providence, grab Oracle. Oracle for Zefrath. The reason I had Oracle here is I don't have to play around roll because I already terraforming for Network. Usually I wouldn't do that there, I just grab the card I needed. But considering he didn't show me Droll in the first place, we're just going to assume it's not there. Zefrath in this scale to play around Imperm, very important. Obviously this isn't Imperm now that you can see it's skill drain, but yep. Zefrath sends Zefra Nui, scale with Pilica, summon Zefra Nui. Our opponent attempts to skill drain here. And we're just going to Zefra War, guaranteeing us Path, which will just win us this game. Because Path versus Prankids is absolutely ridiculous. For those of you guys asking what I would have sided in this matchup, I just sided out the 3-card of Fate for 3D Shifter. That's all I usually side in matchups like this. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. If you did enjoy, please remember to hit the like button, please remember to subscribe, and also there is always a link to my Discord in the description down below. Quite often I do stream some games on Discord if you guys want to come and watch me play live, or if you have any questions about the deck or just me in general, feel free to ask them over on the Discord. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Q&A is coming out tomorrow, and have a nice day. Peace.